Hi students, I'm Julie Taylor and I will be your instructor this semester for Math 060. I want to do a tour of the course to go over the basic layout and to talk about how you can get the most out of this class. First, let's talk about the tabs on the left. Some of them are really self-explanatory, so we'll go pretty quickly. Getting Started is the tab that has a document posted telling you how to get started with assignments. If some of you have just registered in Course Compass, that's where you click to get started. The Course Calendar tab is where you will find a printable calendar with all of the assignments and due dates. Right now the calendar for January is posted. If we click on it and then click on the file, we will see all of Unit 1 in January. You can see that the homework assignments are due on Wednesday, the quizzes are due on Friday, all online assignments are due by midnight, and the 2 weeks that we do have lab assignments due, those are due on Thursday. Each unit test is available for 3 days, and you can take it any of those 3 days, but it must be completed by midnight of the 3rd day. If you've completed all of the online assignments and you're ready to take the test early, say you finished everything and you want to take it on Saturday the 29th, that's fine. You just need to email me for a password that will allow you to take the test early. You will not need a password if you take it on one of the 3 posted days. On those days you just click on the test. But remember that you can only take the test one time, so don't click on it until you're really ready to start. There may be a few times during the semester when assignments are due on a different day. Homework won't always be due on Wednesday. If there's a holiday or a test that week, the homework and quiz may be due on the same day, but I try to keep those exceptions to a minimum. You can print this calendar and the rest of the calendar will be available shortly. I just need to firm up the midterm and final exam dates for the semester. Alright, that brings us to the Announcements tab. We've already seen the announcements because that's what's displayed when we enter the course. I will not post announcements daily, but you should be in the habit of checking every time you sign into the course. If there are any due date changes or other changes concerning assignments, that information will be posted here. You can see that there's an announcement now that reminds you to always put your name and the course number in the subject line of your emails. I teach both Math 060 and Math 070 online, and I can respond more quickly if I don't have to look up which class you're in. That brings us to the Assignments tab. This is where all of your assignments will be posted and where the links to the list of homework, quizzes, and tests are located. Right now, Unit 1 information is available. The introduction tells you that there are 3 lessons in Unit 1 and that the Unit 1 test must be completed by February 1. The dates specified for the lessons are just dates that you should be working on them. To see specific due dates, you would need to print the checklist or look in the Lesson 1 folder. If you click on the Unit 1 checklist, you will see that it provides a list of assignments for all of the lessons in Unit 1. So we have Lesson 1 and Lesson 2, and then below is Lesson 3. Each assignment has a due date listed for it. One thing that is in the checklist that is not anywhere else is a list for each homework assignment specifying which questions come from which sections. This allows you to go to a specific video or multimedia textbook section when you're struggling with a homework problem. For example, if you're stuck on question 51 on Lesson 2, then you know that you're going to section 2.4 and you can watch that section video and not have to wonder which one of the 5 section videos you need to watch. So that's some good information, and that's only available in the checklist. Alright, to start work, you would actually click on the Lesson 1 folder. Take a minute to read the introduction. This includes information about the objective of the lesson and any notes or tips from me about the lesson. You can see that in Lesson 1 I recommend that you learn how to do the order of operations problems both with and without the calculator. You will be allowed to use your calculator all semester, but I hope that you will be able to complete a problem like -5 plus 3 without relying on the calculator. I do want you to be able to use the calculator for the more complex problems though. When it comes to approaching each section and the homework for that lesson, every person will have a different preference about the way they like to do that. The way I would recommend that you do it is to start with the multimedia textbook sections. click on a section, and let's start with one of the later ones. We'll start with 1.3. We'll say you've already done the homework from 1.1 and 1.2. Okay, when I click on the section, it brings up basically the pages from my textbook. I look at the examples and I say, okay, using a number line to add integers, -5 plus -4, I know how to do that. That's -9. So I don't need to watch a video or try something there. I know how to do those problems. I go to the next page. Again, it's adding two integers with the same sign. I really feel like I can do that. And then I get down to the bottom where it says adding two integers with unlike signs. Now I may need to review these rules, so I look at that. Keep some paper and pencil with you as you are working on this so that you can jot down some notes just like you were taking notes in a classroom. Okay, now we see an example of adding two integers with unlike signs. And I want to make sure I remember the rules correctly on this one, so I look at the example and I say, you know, it might help me to see a video. So I click on the video icon and that loads a video. It takes a couple seconds to load, but it's an instructor actually showing you some example problems that are similar to that example in the book. These are usually 1 to 3 minutes and they can be very helpful, but they're short, so that's good. If you have trouble viewing the videos, if for some reason you're getting an error or you just get that QuickTime screen and then nothing ever happens, contact My Math Lab Technical Support for assistance and they can help you get started. This one has an animation, and animations are just different presentations in a different format. It's not really a PowerPoint or a video, but this one is about adding signed numbers. You can start it, you can pause it, you can skip in it. If you skip to the activity, then you actually get to try some things. So try the animations. The You Try It example is just a problem that you can work. It's similar to the problem you'll do in homework. Okay, the format of this is the same. This is Math Excel where you'll do your homework. You have the Help Me Solve This option and View an Example option. And it says, okay, there's an A and a B. Add the following: -3 plus 6, and over here's my answer box, and I know that's +3, so I put that in and either press enter or click check answer, and it says okay, excellent. 3 plus -6, if I put in +3, it says sorry, that's not correct, and it gives you a little bit of feedback on how to do that. I can try again, or I can click Help Me Solve This. I know, okay, I'm going to go up here and make it -3, and it says good job. I can do a similar exercise if I want more practice, or I can just close out and go on to the next example. So that's how I want you to use the multimedia textbook. Actually go through it, reading, looking at the problems that are worked out, and then trying these You Try It problems and watching the videos and things as you need them. I'm not saying you have to use every option on every example, but I'm saying if you're having to use the learning aids on the homework on every problem, then you really don't understand how to do this. So you need to go back and read and watch videos and learn the way you would learn in a classroom. Okay, the video lecture, when I click on that, it doesn't go straight to the video. It gives me the option of seeing the section lecture, and that's like a 10 to 20 minute video about the entire section. Anytime that the material's really new to you or you've struggled with it in the past, I would strongly recommend that you watch that. Online students typically think that they just need to click on the homework and do the assignments, and they're not really spending the time that you would spend listening in a classroom. So you've got to get past that point and understand that these tools are here to help you learn the same way that you would learn by listening and taking notes in a classroom. So you also have some example videos down here that are shorter, so you have those for every section in a folder. Alright, let's go back to assignments, and we can see when we're ready to start the homework assignment, we can click on this link. Every lesson will have a link to the list of homework assignments, quizzes, and tests. Okay, and we have the list. And right now I want to work on the Lesson 1 homework from Chapter 1. When I click on that, I see the list of questions. And notice it's 100 questions, and that seems like a lot of questions, but that's a week's worth of homework. So that's homework from 8 sections. In a classroom, you would probably do that over about a 4-day period. So online, you can do that same thing and do roughly 25 questions a night. You can sit down and do all 100 at once, but it's probably not the most effective way to learn the material. Alright, we can see that I got question 1 right. I missed question 2. I can go back and redo that if I want to. I want to skip over that now because I want to show you one that has an animation and a video option. If I click on question 20, I can see now that I have helped me solve this, which leads me through the problem. View an example, which just shows me an example similar to the problem. I have a link to my textbook that will take me to the appropriate section for this problem. Now I have a video link and an animation link. Those are not always there, but they are there for a lot of problems. If you've used all those and you can't figure it out, then click Ask My Instructor, and it will send me an email with this specific problem on it, and I can see what you're having trouble with. You'll have an opportunity to add some comments to that email too, but I'll get a link to the problem. In this case, I use either less than or greater than to make this a true statement. So I click on the answer box, and then I go over to the palette that's here on the left, and I click the less than symbol. And I say -4 is less than -14. Now that's not correct, but I click check answer, and it says sorry, that's not correct. Now, notice that I got it wrong, and I can't just change that answer now and get it right, because it's like a true or false question. It's either less than or greater than, so there's no learning involved in that. But I can click similar exercise, and now I say, oh yeah, I had it backwards. -9 is less than -4. Check answer. Says nice work, and it made number 20 correct instead of incorrect. So if you use the learning aids and you basically get the answer given to you, then you have to click similar exercise to get another problem to get credit for that one. You can go on to the next question by clicking the arrow or by clicking on a number. When you're done for this session, click save, and then you can come back again. Make sure that you come in through the assignments tab and through the lesson folder so that you can make changes that will affect your score. If you go into gradebook and review it, it will not change your score. You can look at it, but you won't change your score. Alright, if we go back, that's it for the assignments folder. You will have some lessons that have lab assignments in it, and those you will be submitting answers in an online answer sheet. I will probably do a video to go through a little bit of that with you, but not in this video because there is not a lab assignment in this lesson. Okay, the next tab is the textbook chapters tab, and basically that's self-explanatory. That includes the entire chapters from the textbook. Class information is a module that contains specific information about our class and about Wake Tech requirements. So if you click Contents, you can see a list. The Notes and Solution tab includes calculator guides, chapter test prep videos, podcasts of lectures that go with the book, word problem activities, and more. Look at what's posted here and print the guides for your type of calculator. The MML Tech Support tab lists the MyMathLab technical support phone number and website information. Write this down somewhere so you can find it. If something happens and you can't sign into the course to get this number, you still need to be able to get technical support help. The My Grades tab is where you click to view your grades. Grades for homework assignments, quizzes, and unit tests are automatically posted here, and I will manually enter lab assignment and midterm exam and final exam grades in this same grade book. So everything will be here. You can click overall score at the top to see your average. So far my average is 4%. I'm not doing very well. You can click OK at the bottom to go back to your detailed list. If there's an assignment you want to review, a quiz or a test, you can click Review. And you can see which questions you got right, which questions you got wrong. If we look at question 2, I can see it. I cannot redo it here because remember I told you if you access it from the gradebook it won't change your grade. But I can see what I missed and look at the particular questions. And you'll use that more for quizzes and tests. Alright, the Helpful Links tab is next. And this has links to the Wake Tech ILC, the Distance Education Testing Center, the pre-curriculum website, and some information about netiquette expectations in an online class. I may add some other links through the semester. If I find something helpful, I usually just add it here. The optional study plan, it allows you to take a sample test for a chapter and then see what you need to study in that chapter based on how you do. The study plan is not graded and it's entirely optional, but often students use that and find it helpful. The multimedia library is pretty cool because here I can say, alright, I'm in chapter 2 and I am working on section 6 or 2.5, sorry, the one with the multi-step equations, and I want to see everything that is out there to help me. So I clicked select all and find now, and it shows me a list of everything in my math lab as far as multimedia information. Animations, the textbook, the video, the chapter test prep video that shows me the problems that go with that section, and a PowerPoint that deals with that section. So there's lots of things there. Those are extra resources that you may not have anywhere else in the course. The discussion board tab is where we click to access the discussion board and make posts there. We will have some required discussion board posts during the semester. You may also post questions here, and you may respond to other students' posts. In an online class, the discussion board allows you to connect with the other students. Also, anytime I make a video in response to an individual student's questions, I will post a copy of that video here.
And that's really about it. I hope this was helpful. Please email any questions, and I'll be happy to respond. Thanks.